Hey everybody, I'm rolling on with my color combos series, and I had some great requests in the comments section of my last video that I did, which was the berries and greens video, and I immediately latched onto one of those that I love so much. It's navy and peach. I think this is great going into fall, a great way to work in some of those warm tones you like, but with a bit more interesting depth than just brown, black. I mean, plum's a real go-to for me too, but navy is a bit more unexpected. So basically I've done my base makeup, and we're going to do the accents that bring these tones into the look. So here's what I've already got on my face. It's my Catrice Extreme Blur Mattifying Primer. Got that on all over. That stuff really does work. I've got on Maybelline Lifter Foundation, Plump and Glow, shade 115. Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in Cream Puff. I set that with a powder I hadn't used in a while. It's the Laura Mercier one, Translucent Loose Setting Powder Tone Up in the Rose shade. So that's setting my under eye and T-zone, and then set elsewhere on the face with my e.l.f. Halo Glow Powder Filter in Light Neutral. Essence Soft Touch Bronzer in the shade Golden Buttercream. And then I did my brows. Today it's the Morphe Micro Brow Pencil in Java and Maybelline Superlock Brow Gel in Deep Brown. For whatever reason, I just keep reaching for that combo. And then we're going to do some blush. It's really easy to work in a peachy blush, right? So I'm grabbing out this one from Morphe. It's the Cloud Light Blush in the shade Twist. It's described as a peachy coral. It's got a little glow in there, so I think it's going to be like our blush and highlight in one. But I'm going to go ahead and get that going on the cheeks because it just sort of sets the vibe for what is going to come out on our eyes and lips momentarily. That's a really great peach blush. I love it. I kind of tried to coordinate by wearing this shirt. I was like, what can I wear this peach? And I know I wear this shirt a lot with a little heart on it, but it definitely works for this color combo. And I think this series just hopefully gets people kind of energized about eyeshadow again, because I feel like there's been such a trend toward just doing a little nude eye or an eye with bronzer or whatever. Let's have some fun. There's that peachy cheek. I love it. And see how it did give us a little bit of glow? That's just from the blush. Okay, then we're going to go into this eye look, and this is what I chose to bring out these tones. My NYX Ultimate Vintage Jean Baby Palette. This is going to be great for our blues. Navy in here, dusty blue. There are some kind of like dusty pink tones, which is not exactly where I'm going with this. I'm going a little more peachy. So I'm pulling in this palette as well, this mini quad from Hard Candy in the shade Burn. And that's got a couple of mattes that I'm interested in for this look, and maybe even that shimmer as well. But that's going to take care of our warmth in this look. It's kind of the ultimate warm plus cool. So I'm going to grab out an eye primer. Today I'll just go with e.l.f. Lock It Down Eye Primer. That blended in all over the lids. First thing I'm going to do to really set things up is go to my Hard Candy Moods palette in Burn, and we're going to use some of this peach right here. I feel like this mid-tone is just going to be what we want to get things started, and I'm going to the crease, but with this one I'm really going to think about going higher with it as well. It's not super deep, as you can see, but it's pigmented. These little palettes are great. Whichever one you choose. They do have some good colorful ones as well. But you can see I'm taking it technically in the crease, but really letting it rise up and fan out and be that visible peachiness in this look. And with some of these looks, maybe they can kind of translate to your school colors. A lot of schools have blue and orange, you know? Well, how about navy and peach? Just for wearability's sake, and something you feel like, yeah, I can go out of the house in that. You can go out of the house in anything, but just, I love to put a wearable twist on colorful eyes. I honestly feel like I could work any color into a look and make it feel approachable. Okay, here I am now with just a lighter amount of that same shade on my brush, really letting it rise up and diffuse on its way to the eyebrow. Okay, we want to see her. Then I'm going to go to this little bit deeper one right here. It looks like more of a terracotta. Get a little bit of that on my brush, like my outer crease area. And I think this will give a nice foundation for our navy to start working into. And then of course we're going to echo the peachiness, the terracotta vibes onto the lips as well to make for hopefully a really cohesive look today. All right, getting it going. Need just a little more over here. And I say this a lot, but the shadows I'm using today, these are ideas of what you can use. But I encourage you to scrounge around in your collection and whatever you have, you know, like just see if you can come up with something similar. It doesn't have to be the exact same thing. Okay, I'm really zoning in on this shade here, and I might do a little mixing between the two because we've got this. This has a little more richness. I'm going to start here and maybe pull in slowly some of the shade beside it. So this is an ultra dark navy, maybe even a little bit plummy looking. We'll see how it shears out. Now it's giving me navy, and I'm using my Morphe M303 large flat brush, and I'm patting that on the outer part of my eyelid. And yeah, that's going to come in and overlap with some of the stuff you just put in your crease, and that's okay. You know, we don't want these to be two separate territories. We want them to merge. So you're going to see that coming in, and especially if you're using a brush like the M303 that's got a little fluff at the end, see how it's already placing some of that navy in my crease? That's a good thing. We want that placement. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. And if you like working in light blues, by the way, this palette's really fun for that too. Those periwinkles are awesome in here. Really, what you see is what you get kinds of colors. This is like a dark blue jean type of navy that I feel like I'm putting in here now. Really rich. Love it beside the peach. And I'm flipping my brush, making sure it's really in there in the crease. And then it's always good to have a really compact brush that you can go to your crease with again and just help yourself get blended exactly how you want to be. You know, this is my Profusion small pointed brush. Highly recommend this brush from the same trio that my crease brush was in. When you buy it from Walmart, it's just, I couldn't recommend it more. And so here I'm just taking a little more pinpointed approach with the same dark blue because I like lift at the outside. I don't need tons. I don't always need to make a huge gigantic shape with it. But when we're working with a shade like navy, something really dark, it's just helpful to think I'm putting that exactly where I want it, you know? You want some control here. And then you can always come back in. So often I do that. I come back in with, you know, the warmer mid-tone or whatever was setting up the crease and reinforce that by the end. But you kind of need to have it there to have this seamless sunset looking blend. It helps to already have that mid-tone laid down nicely. Oh, that's so good. And then I'm going to lean into the blue just a little bit more with this one in the corner. I'll use the same flat brush. Little tap in. I can tell a little bit of that's going to go a long way. And I'm going to begin tapping like center of the lid with this. I definitely am overlapping that dark shade, but I'm just seeing a little bit more true bluishness come through now. And I do love navy on brown eyes. Tapped off the excess. Even with one tap in, there was excess. And let it just work over that center portion of the lid. And don't forget there's a crease right above where you're working too. So I kind of work the tip of my brush and you can make sure some of that's laying into the crease as well. Now we're going to bring in a separate brush and we're going to come in with some more peachiness for the inside. And I'm thinking let's go matte with it. Let's go right here to that shade that we first put in our crease and tap that in on the inner part of the lid. Like I said, if you're interested in more of a merging of navy and pink, the NYX palette's got you covered there. But I wanted it to be peach today, so that's why we brought in this guy. But I could have found peach, honestly, in a lot of different palettes. I was just looking for something small and affordable to tack on today, in case somebody was looking to go out and duplicate the exact look. That's cool. Then what I would do, I would go back to this one right here. A little bit on the crease brush. Let's reinforce that now that there's navy blue in the mix. Let's just bring that up. Let's let it truly be seen. Sometimes in the blending, you lose it a little bit, or you just see how dark the darkness turned out to be, and you're like, okay, I need more balance in the look. Totally fine to readjust. looking so good, and there's no fallout with this look either. I would like to take a really nice dark navy liquid liner with this, and I do have that shade in my ABH liner stash. It is just called Navy Blue. I feel like if I came in with a shadow stick or a pencil liner, while I love a navy blue pencil liner, I've got a great one from Revlon Color Stay. I feel like it may not pop enough against the darkness of the blue, but I think this will. I'm just going across that upper lash line. From a distance, this may just look dark, but up close, I think you can tell that it's navy. This would be a fun time to also pull in a navy mascara if you have one. That's fun. I like that. I'm not really winging it out. I'm just following the shape of the eye. I wasn't really planning to be all matte with this, but I like it. Another one palette that would get you to this look would be the Viseart Neutral Mattes Malo. That has navy and it also has warmth. Also Sydney Grace Desert Bloom would be a great one for this look. And I've got a Profusion palette that's got some good navy in it. Not so much the warmth, but they've got the navy covered. Here in person, as I see myself in my mirror, I'm seeing that navy line and it's so satisfying. On the lower lash line, I think I'm going to work with a little pencil. I don't want it to be real harsh down there, harsh and dark, but I want to start here with this Revlon Color Stay pencil in the shade Sapphire. And I kind of want to smudge it a little on the outer lower lash line. Right there. I'm not taking it in far. I may set it with a little shadow. Not that it needs to be set to last, but more so just to kind of merge with the look a bit more because it's looking like a very true blue and I want it a little darker than that. Maybe it's just the fact that my hair is slicked back today, but I could see like a dance team where this combo is the school colors or this combo is in their outfit, and then they could do this for the eye. Okay, we're going back in. We're going to the deep one right here. The one where you question as it sits right beside that more pure blue, like, are you navy? It is. And that's perfect. I'm just buffing it right on the outside of the lower lash line, buffing over where I put that liner. You don't need to get much on your brush for this to work. I would really encourage you guys to branch out and try navy. Even blue eyes, I think it could look really cool too. Pretty. I'm going to pop on some mascara and be right back. Alrighty guys, there's that finished eye with the mascara on. I used Laura Geller Kajal Longwear Mascara up top and my e.l.f. lash extender on the lower lashes. And now we're gonna try to put together this lip. I want kind of a terracotta colored base to it all, so I'm using the Superstay Matte Ink Crayon, and this shade is called Enjoy the View. So I think this will be what we want overall, yes. Want it to echo the color in the eye look. Hopefully it's not too pink. I'm going to bring in a little liner to deepen it up. This is my Catrice Plumping Lip Liner in the shade Go All Out. And this is kind of like a nice, rich, warm shade. And so I'm going to pull some of that in. I'm not trying to like go over the whole lips. I'm just defining / deepening. So I'm hitting that Cupid's bow. I'm filling in a little bit here on the outer part of the lip. Same thing down here, come in from the outside. A lipstick that I thought might have a good role in this was Daylight Delight from Revlon, and I thought maybe a little on the lower part. See how it's kind of a classic nude. I think it would be pretty just to stop there, but just a minute, let me think glosses. What about a little Milani Luminoso Fruit Fetish Lip Oil? Maybe. A little here. Yeah, because that's going to drape this whole look in a little more goldeniness, the whole lip look. Yes. Quite a few steps, I know. Sometimes I'm just trying to hit on that certain thing, you know, and I love the way this is coming together. The blush, the eye, the lip. It's that time of year where I feel like seeing a rich eye that has some warmth is fairly common, but when the richness is navy, that's what makes it fun. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this look. I really am pleased with it. This is the kind of thing I definitely want to see going into fall. Keep the color combo requests coming. I'm building a nice little list of them that I'm super eager to do. And yeah, thank you guys so much. I will see you again very soon. I love you. Bye.